Hi guys, welcome to this week's podcast. Today we have a user question sent through via Twitter user at DarrenSmith78, who has asked me today to explain how a person or business can prove reputation under the first element of passing off. That's a great question, Darren. The tort of passing off is intended to protect a trader against the misappropriation of their reputation or goodwill from the misrepresentation of another trader. Passing off has three elements, sometimes referred to as the classic trinity. Today, to answer Darren's question, we're going to be addressing the first element of this classic trinity. That is that the plaintiff's goods, business, or get-up, including any brand name, enjoy a certain reputation or goodwill, to be recognised by the public as distinctive within the geographical area. Inland Revenue Commissioners and Muller & Co.'s Margarine relevantly provides a definition of reputation and goodwill as the benefit and advantage of the good name, reputation, and connection of a business. It's the attractive force which brings in custom. To establish the first element, the court must be satisfied that the reputation or goodwill is embodied in or attached to certain trade indicia, and that the indicia must have acquired a secondary meaning as being distinctive of the trader's goods or services, A, in the relevant jurisdiction, and also in the minds of consumers or likely consumers. A few things to keep in mind in considering this are that there's no need for the public to be aware of the plaintiff specifically. The public just needs to think that the goods come from a source that is, in fact, the plaintiff. Also, that the plaintiff doesn't need to be the only source of goodwill attached to the trade indicia. And finally, that the reputation needs to have existed at the date the conduct which is complained of commenced. Trade indicia include things like trade names, the get-up of the goods, packaging, descriptors, advertising formats, slogans, jingles, mascots, characters, and mastheads. The presentation of reputation can be proven by expert or survey evidence or by witness evidence. However, I think taking a look at cases where passing off was and wasn't found are more effective in highlighting the kind of thinking that a court applies when approaching a passing off case. Firstly, Conagra and McCain. And as usual today, I've taken to Twitter to try and find a tagline for our case summary. And this one was submitted by user at Kirby Your Enthusiasm, who suggested, McCain, they've done that before. Here, the respondent McCain had started marketing and selling pre-packaged meals under the brand name Healthy Choice. The plaintiff had a long-established history of selling similar products in the United States, also under the name Healthy Choice. The plaintiffs brought a claim of passing off on this basis. The court held, however, that although there were similarities in the product packaging, the company did not possess an established reputation in Australia. Therefore, the indicia could not have acquired a second meaning here, as there was no knowledge by consumers that the US product existed. The first element of passing off could therefore not be satisfied. The second case, Reckitt and Coleman and Borden, where passing off was established, has been tagged by @user Sandra Green 7, who suggested when life gives you lemons, it might have stole the idea. The facts of this case were that since 1956, Reckitt and Coleman sold lemon juice under the name Jif. The lemon juice came in a bottle, the dimensions and colour of a lemon, pretty distinctive packaging. The defendant had the bright idea of repackaging their own bottled lemon juice into similar packaging, also shaped like a lemon, and developed 3 prototypes to attempt to do so. At trial, the court found that the action for passing off had been made out, relying on clear evidence that the consumers had come to associate the get-up of the lemon-shaped packaging specifically with Reckitt and Coleman's Jif lemon juice. The court also relied on an evidence of a substantial body of brand loyalty for the brand, and that purchasers looked first for the container when identifying the product. The conclusion was that the packaging had acquired a secondary meaning, that the source of the product was in fact Jif. I hope that answers your question, Darren. If there's any questions in regards to this one, feel free to tag me on Twitter at ipworld.com. Thank you very much.